Cumulus Media Station.
even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo. This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley.
Mike's hot.
It's Thursday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means the boys are going to try the new coconut margaritas over at Sadies on 4th.
You promise.
Get ready, 5 o'clock, as we take you into the teller hour at 5 o'clock. But up until then, 1 hour of strenuous sports talk. Strenuous for me, Van. It'll be as hard for me to do sports talk today as it was for Team USA to beat Team Canada last night.
In their defense,
No, they didn't have that.
Canada, they had a lot of defense. They both scored underneath 100. In their defense, Canada's got some legit pros on that team, like really good players, but no one is Team USA.
Yeah, once we got going,
Who's
we
we?
didn't look back. We now we can say we. We can all say we when it comes to the U.S.
I'm Team Jaylen Brown. Is he on Team USA? That's the team Freddie is.
I agree with you. He should be on Team USA. But
I'm Team Ireland. The basketball powerhouse of Northern Ireland.
I'm going to give you a line, boys. You ready?
let's hear it.
Paul Skeen's final line today, 7 innings, 0 hits,
Well, now hold on.
11 Ks,
0 is really good.
1 hit by pitch, 1 walk on 99 pitches. And they pulled my boy in the 7th. He threw 37 pitches in the first 2 innings. I mean, with a little more efficiency, probably would have went the distance. I know there's
Sure.
a lot of crazy talk out there about the first 20 whatever pitches after the first 100 pitches or that time more severe, blah, blah, blah. We can go through all those little anythings.
Right.
Paul Skeens has to throw a no-hitter right now. If you want, as the Pirates, who are not a big enough team to have a player this big, you have to have him do these things so you can have highlight reels forever and then trade him at the top of his value, just like other megastar pitchers like Jake DeGrom and Matt Harvey. Get rid of these guys before they fall off the earth and the Pirates are blowing it.
Here's how the Pirates are blowing it. They have Paul Skeens. He'll be the Rookie of the Year unanimously. They have Jared Jones.
JJ?
So if there was no Paul Skeens, Jared Jones would be the unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Got it.
And they got Mitch Keller, who was good enough to be on Team USA last time. They got a 1-2-3 that's as good as anyone in baseball. If they pick up a 4th at the trade deadline of another formidable starter, the Pirates are for real. And let me tell you the problem. They don't score any runs.
1-0 they won today.
Yeah.
And Paul Skeens didn't give up anything into the 7th.
They were lucky enough to scrape 1 run together for their pitchers who threw a shutout.
505-246-0610. Call the program. Let's talk about load management, I guess. I don't like getting excited about pitchers. Like, if you were to be like, hey, Freddie, here's the 100 best players in baseball. If not all 100 of those are position players, I'm going to call you a liar.
Especially if it's Jordan Hicks, because he just torched me.
You are insanely wrong with that ice-cold take, Fred. Every single play of baseball starts pitcher's hands. It's the most important position. Pitching wins championships. Pitching is what gets you to the World Series. It doesn't matter how many runs you score in the regular season. Can your pitchers shut down the other team? And when you got a guy like Paul Skeens throwing 2 fastballs, both 100 miles an hour.
It seems like those aren't a problem, right?
And 3 unhittable off-speed pitches.
Yeah.
It is sexy now.
You know, one of
be a
those
pitcher.
One of those fastballs is a fastball. The other one he calls a skinny ball.
A Skeiner?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cool name.
He's also got a splinker.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, here's how little pitching matters. Anyone can do it. It doesn't mean anything. Position players come in all the time and lead the league in ERA. None of this is a thing. There are dudes that were, I would use expletives here. There were guys historically that didn't even know how to pitch. They just knew how to throw it. Nolan Ryan, Bob Gibson. They would just go up there and just lob it over the plate and strike out all of these jokes. They would go out there and they would strike out all these dudes that didn't have a chance anyways against talented dudes and definitely couldn't do it against hack dudes like Nolan Ryan. Pitching does not matter. Pitching is garbage.
You've never been more wrong in your entire life about anything. Pitching matters. Pitching is sexy now. Pitching is what wins you a World Series championship. Pitching, and now we got these pitchers throwing these weird hybrid pitchers like Paul Skeens' Splinker. Like, it's unhittable. How are you going to hit a pitch from one of the best pitchers on the planet? And it's a new pitch you've never seen before. This is a new day, baby.
He has 11 career starts, an ERA of 1.9, and 2 starts of 6+ innings, no hits, and 11 Ks. We're talking about insanity. We're talking about a guy who caught so much hype so early, and the Pittsburgh Pirates have to trade him before July 30th.
That's wildly incorrect. You sign him for a 30-year deal.
He will not do it. Nope, not in Pittsburgh. What do they have in Pittsburgh? Nothing. They have like one croissant restaurant.
They have three. They have 3 rivers.
And a bunch of bridges. They per capita are the lead leaguer in bridges.
You got to hold on to this guy. You got to sign him for as long as possible, as early as possible. Give him a 20-year contract. Give him an unprecedented contract for a pitcher right now. Lock him up forever.
Trade him
in Pittsburgh
to Miami for Chisholm Jr. and get an all-star second baseman and center fielder and one player, and then go on to keep making the most money every year because you spend the least amount of money every year. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh shouldn't even trade Paul Skeens for the whole Miami franchise. Paul Skeens is worth more than Miami Stadium. That's how valuable he is to an organization.
If he's the LeBron James of baseball, that means Pittsburgh's going to win a championship the next time he comes back to Pittsburgh.
That'd
so trade him immediately, get him out of there, send him down to join the Heatles in Miami, and then whenever he comes back with a fax that says welcome home or whatever he does, whatever the new fax is, whatever he Blackberries over, that is what you have to do.
You're wrong. You pay him the biggest amount of money. You make up a new number. You give him a Klupakillion money. You make up a new word for money, and you give it to him.
A skillion.
Yes.
A skeenian.
Give him a skeen's worth.
Now, just to loop in Isaiah Johnson. Isaiah, we have been talking about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that one?
Yes, I'm familiar with baseball.
Okay, cool. Just seeing if that tracked there.
Zay knows Mookie Betts, the bowler.
No, I know Jordan Hicks. He was supposed to get 5 strikeouts for me today, and he got 1.
Former St. Louis Cardinal, Jordan Hicks, who
8 hits.
ended up in San Francisco for some reason.
8 hits on 88 pitches.
You got 8 hits? What is he, Taylor Swift?
Nice. Taylor Swift's weirded me out lately. This new acoustic song that she just put out, 5 minutes ago, not acoustic, I listened to it. I listened to it like Dark Side of the Moon style, Van. Like, Taylor Swift's new acoustic with Post Malone is just Taylor Swift with the backing track removed and acoustic guitar put in. This is not a re-record. This is not a re-release. This is literally the exact same song with the backing track just switched out. I no longer am a fan of the artist. She is a eccentric, maniacal billionaire with calculations beyond the world of entertainment that I can possibly understand. This is terrifying to me.
You
don't care. Anyways, the start that Paul Skeens is having as unprecedented. He's doing things that no pitcher in the history of baseball has ever done.
What are you
Never
talking
once.
about? What are you going on about? If you care about average game score, are you ready for this? 82, 58, 66, 50, 71, 62, 68, 63, 67, 87. The average is 50.
Yeah.
He's been
good.
Above average. He's averaging 69.
Look, I mean, there's no way the National League or anyone else.
All-Star game.
Like, he should. He's the best pitcher in baseball. You put the best pitcher in to face the lineup the first time. There's no way the rest of baseball is going to be able to shake this thing off. It is going to be a cruel summer
If you
for
care
all of baseball.
about individual game score, which I don't usually use this metric because I think it's stupid,
Right.
his 87 today is the highest one
Mhm.
in baseball since the Pirates, coincidentally, did it with Jamison Talion and a one-hit complete game shutout in 2018.
And he didn't even need the last 2 innings. Look, me and Paul Skeens, it's basically a love story. Like, I got a man crush on him so bad. I mean, when I look at his stat line, it's just a blank space every single time.
He should have 2 complete game no-hitters already, and the Pirates have robbed that. The Pirates have robbed
Yeah.
in his debut rookie season because he's been pulled twice in 7 innings, 0 hits, 11 Ks in both of them.
Sure.
And this one underneath a hundo? Like, if he'd have hit a hundo mid-inning, would they have walked out there and pulled him out?
I mean, he could hit a hundo at his 150th pitch. They just don't want to chase it. Look, this guy got drafted a year and a week ago. He just blew through the minors, and he's treating the major leaguers like little leaguers. Like, once they drafted him, I mean, the Pirates knew that the league was in trouble.
Your boy, his name's escaping me. I feel so dumb. He's so famous. Valenzuela with the Dodgers.
Fernando?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Better than that.
He won the Cy Young as a rookie.
Yeah.
You want him to have the rookie and the Cy?
If he keeps it up the whole season, he's going to win it. And the whole league is enchanted by this guy. You have to watch this guy, and don't blame me when you end up being a big fanboy too. You're going to be a Skeensy.
Oh, I'm already there. But I'm looking at it from the Pirates' perspective. From the Skeens' perspective, I'm going up to the first microphone handed to me, and I'm saying the Pittsburgh Pirates don't care about history.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Pirates don't care about legacy. The Pittsburgh Pirates don't care about winning. The Pittsburgh Pirates don't care about baseball. That's what I'm saying
Sure.
every time.
I mean, never in their wildest dreams did they think that they would have a number 1 starter like this. He's gorgeous. Like, they're at the bottom of the NL Central. Like, they don't think they'll ever see daylight. But they got style, baby, and Paul Skeens is going to bring them back to the top.
10 years, $15 million a year. That's not enough money. That's $150 million.
You need to calm down. You just make up a new number. Like, whatever the biggest contract was for a pitcher, double it. And it's fair. It's market value. He's unhittable. He's as unhittable as a cardigan is unwearable.
No, you can wear a cardigan. I'm that's stupid. Are you talking about like a cardigan in July, or are you talking like overall? Also,
like a fortnight ago, probably.
You're talking like the day my dad died?
Probably.
Like, no, that's all right. So that's dark, dude.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. You went.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a dark thing.
So you got bad blood now?
So you're doing Taylor Swift.
The whole segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught your Cruel Summer earlier, and my ears perked a little bit. No, I give you guys props though. You've gone this whole segment, but here I don't want to be like Mr. Cascio and bring up his girlfriend. But she does make a lot of money. What if he's not trying to double the highest contract because his lady is also rich?
They are not going to stay together. Libby Dunn?
No.
If she breaks up with him, what if he just starts getting slammed on if they break up? Pitch is a mental position.
When they were in the same league when he was the number 1 draft pick. Now that he's the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball, he needs to upgrade.
Guys,
watch your back, Travis Kelce.
I'm just gonna be that guy, and I don't want to be too. Mark Pryor, Ubaldo Jimenez. Like, I can keep going. There have been Tim Lincecum, Mark Friedrich,
Johan Santana.
Yeah, that's a bad one. The number of dudes, Denny McClain, that's a throwback one. But the number of dudes that show up and are the next game changer in the world of baseball are not. Pitchers are not them.
Literally no one in the history of baseball has had this good of a start to a career. We're watching the best start to a rookie in the history of baseball. He's already the best pitcher in baseball.
Okay, so maybe I'm confused. So help me out again. I hate to keep bringing up Shohei, but I keep hearing he's the best. He's the best. He's the best. So does he not count because he hits as well, Fred? So does he not count as a pitcher for you?
He's already quit pitching, and he's fooled you idiots in the media into thinking he's ever going to return to it, and he's not.
Yeah, he's back next year.
No.
Look,
so
Shohei's the GOAT because he's a top 5 player pitching and hitting. Paul Skeens is just the best to ever do it.
He's the best one-hit wonder of all time. He's going to go nowhere because the Pittsburgh Pirates won't let him cook out there. If he in his rookie season had already had 2 complete game no-hitters, which, by the way, he would if he wasn't being betrayed by his team, he's the guy.
When he got yanked today, there's no way the coach said, look, Bubba, you're at 99 pitches. We got to yank you because historically this is what we're supposed to do. He said, hey, it's hot out here. It's a day game. Take a breather. You're going to have plenty of no-hitters, Paul.
It's hot for the pitchers, too. And if I got 99 pitches and a complete game ain't won, I'm not interested in playing for a team that won't let me play. I'm not here to be with the Pittsburgh Pirates for 3 seasons so that they can start talking about my arbitration number, so they can trade me to a team on a coast that'll actually pay me. But, Pittsburgh, I'm giving you a chance. If you let me set historical markers like the only player in Major League Baseball to have multiple complete game no-hitters in their rookie season and win the Cy Young and start the All-Star game and be Rookie of the Year, like if you give me that stuff, now I love you. But you keep taking from me? Withdrawals and deposits, brother. The Pittsburgh Pirates do not care about Paul Skeens.
They're saving him.
For what?
For the wild card game that they're going to lose to the Padres. They ain't going to lose if Skeens pitching. The only way they can lose when Skeens on the mound if they score 0 or negative runs.
Name 5.
You need 1 run to win with Paul Skeens on the mound.
Name 5 pitchers right now better than Paul Skeens.
Every pitcher in baseball. Oh wait, strike that. Reverse it. There's none. I didn't hear you correctly.
All right, I was gonna quit baseball talk if you didn't. If that come wrapped
no
around.
One. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now. Unhittable.
Right now is correct. And he's not going to maintain it because the team that he is on is not going to allow him to maintain it. That's it. It ends there. Also, I didn't say active players, so I don't know, like Greg Maddux, Mariano Rivera. I could come up with a couple guys. I mean,
big unit.
Oh, yeah, put Randy Johnson on the list. He's also better at photography.
God, he just keeps getting better.
It's everything he does, dude.
Killing birds. He's just the best at everything.
You're talking about that time he threw a baseball and killed a bird.
Mm-hmm. You saw it coming. Hit him perfect.
No.
He could do it again if he wanted to.
That bird exploded.
Randy Johnson is like anti-firearm, but he says he does keep a bucket of baseballs next to his bed. So if somebody breaks into his house, just as deadly. Especially if a bird breaks into his house.
You're laughing at your own joke.
I am. I popped myself on that one. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
We're at Sadies on 4th. We're going to be here till 6:15. It's going to be a very good day of radio. There's a lot going on in the world, including basketball last night as Team USA played it, and they played against historically one of the worst countries to ever play it, and they barely won.
Oh, nice.
So we'll talk about that whenever we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report brought to you by the
Albuquerque.
I got a new friend of the show, Van.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're getting new ones every day, every program.
My new friend of the show, Israel. So this afternoon, you know, I got like some rental properties, right?
Sure.
So anyway, so the fridge goes out at 1. And I'm like, okay, this is a bummer. And I'm over at the YMCA, right? Like working out. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, over here's, you know, El Duke. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I go into El Duke. And I'm like, hey, I need a fridge. It's, you know, these are the dimensions of Black Appliances, you know, shout out to Isaiah, Black Appliances.
Mhm.
And I'm like, hey, can I get that one? And the dude's like, oh, I know your voice. Like,
Wild.
and he's wearing a Mike Parsons jersey. And I'm like, well, I think I can either make jokes or I can not make jokes.
Yeah, which angle are you going to
Yeah,
take?
like, what am I
You're
going to
going to anger him,
Yeah,
or are you
like,
going to get a little discount?
Anyways, long story short, it takes like 40 extra minutes to buy this refrigerator today because we're just talking the world of sports.
Love
Tough loss
that.
for the United last night. We talked about it at length.
Bummer.
I tell you, but there are dudes that regularly tune in that just know every stat, and that's what Izzy was today when I ran into him. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, tough loss for United last night against LAFC 3-1. They had obviously Hurst hit one late, and I thought there might be a comeback there, but that did not come through at all. We'll talk about that today and tomorrow as the United's run in the Open Cup is now over. Tough loss for the good guys, but you can't win them all. They say
Sure.
that. They say that.
I mean, they do say that. I mean, you're losing to the best team in a higher division on their home pitch.
Yeah.
Keep your head up on that one.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and I was kind of looking at the roster, and I would need someone with more understanding of this.
Sure.
The players on that LAFC roster, a little bit of an upgrade over the players that were on the roster to get them there. Like, they were ready for the United.
Right.
And cool, I get it. But come on, right? Like,
Look, you think MLS put some extra pressure on them to make sure that they brought their A game and made sure that they brought their best for the New Mexico United, because we can't get embarrassed again by the New Mexico United beating another one of our MLS teams. This has to stop now.
Yeah, 100%.
I guarantee you that's a conversation they had.
We mentioned talking about Team USA over Team Canada, and we'll do that when we get back from the break. Because, and I agree with you, Isaiah, when you said it, this was the final showdown between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Like, this is the one that settled it all. We'll tell you who was triumphant whenever we get back. It's Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. program. We're live from Sadies, where our friend Nick is very funny. Nick Stafford, who owns Sadies, sits down with us at the break, but he won't come on the show.
He'll never come on the program. I tried to sucker him into it. I was like, hey, just put him on for a second. See how it feels.
See how it feels.
See if it's your size.
Try it on.
Is this your size, Nick? Try it out.
Try it out.
Just try it out.
Yeah, who wants to come over to my house? Try my
headset. Try it out.
Yeah, put my headset on.
Get your voice on the radio.
Yeah,
Come and try it out.
Put my microphone in your mouth.
Try it out.
Okay.
Ladies, they text your ladies. Say I'm on the radio. Ever try it out?
Just try it out, guys.
Just try it out.
Yeah, just let your kids know you're real famous now. Try it out.
Yeah, you can go anywhere. Get a high five at the gas station, man.
Mm-hmm.
Try it out.
Yeah, why don't you come over to my house, slip into something more comfortable? Use my shower. Try it
now,
out.
hold on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry, I thought
he is a happily engaged man.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Probably allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I said
Albert allegedly.
Team USA in Las Vegas in front of a sold-out crowd last night were able to play Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us immediately following the game with their victory over Team Canada. So it is settled. It is dead and gone. Drake is officially the loser of losers. He is the mascot of Team Loser, formerly referred to as Team Canada. And Kendrick, he partnered with the right side, Team USA, the better side.
It goes beyond that.
Okay.
Not only, Canada, this is kind of what you expected, right?
No.
You're the little brother.
Yeah.
It's okay. You got some pros on the team.
Good point.
You medaled in the FIBA. Everything's fine. You're doing great. You tried so hard. You put out your best effort, and they should be proud of you.
Drake, for a lot of years, had a photographer following him around, taking pictures of him with NBA guys that look like friends. But then there are sweet parties in Vegas, allegedly 2 nights ago before this game.
Yeah.
And Kendrick's at the party and Drake's not. And maybe that's a conversation we had, or maybe it's not. But I'm going to tell you this. He is right now talking about Drake. He's got some Jaylen Brown energy.
Jaylen Brown has a reason to state his case. Drake does not.
Oh.
Also, Drake put $300K on the Canadian soccer team playing Argentina, and Argentina played Not Like Us after they won too. So it's just L after L after L for Drake. I love it so much.
The song, I caught a video of it, was censored as heavily as whenever, all right, Isaiah, this one I'll hit with you. Yeah. Whenever NBA 2K puts rap songs on their soundtrack, but
sure.
That's what it was.
Have you ever heard Scarface on network television? That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
And also, I like the idea of Steve Kerr just kind of vibing after a win, listening to Kendrick.
Oh yeah. God, that's so funny.
And then Steve Kerr's like, "What? I'm just saying my son's name."
Well, here to separate. See, you guys are poking the bear enough.
Okay.
Come on out of hibernation.
Isaiah doesn't get that one.
Let me go ahead and come out of hibernation. Number one, to separate Drake from Canada, if anything, Drake is the USA of the Olympics because he's the one that's been dominating for the past 10 to 12 years. And last time I've checked, we've won gold the past 4 years.
Past 100 years.
So be it. Also, to separate it, I think that our boy Ant and Steph Curry, I think they both should be in the starting lineup with Jason Tatum, AD, and LeBron. After that game, that was the best lineup. And you could tell the starting lineup when they first came out, they were kind of everyone's looking at each other, looking at all the stars, and you expect this, but they're all looking at each other like, okay, well, we're all great. Who's going to make the first move? And it took a little while, and Steph hit the first 3, and that kind of busted open. And then Ant comes in and starts playing like it's mid-season, and he's just pulling up from the mid-range, and he's getting bucket after bucket. I think it looks
dumb
smooth.
shot. Quit taking him.
I think it looks awesome.
I don't. Are you guys?
It's a lower percentage shot than a 3-pointer. It's a dumb shot.
Why are you guys talking like
the mid-range?
These teams were good. These were both Team Ick last night. Canada went for 72. USA went for just a shade more. And according to my Prize Picks lineup, they all went for less than projected points because your boy was a big winner yesterday, 6 for 6.
Smart, very smart. I thought the only one that was going to hit the more was SGA,
And
he didn't put the ball up
He was
enough.
off pace by 42%.
It looked like it the first quarter. I was like, oh, man, I was right.
Yeah, he went off at the first quarter and then
Yeah,
didn't do anything else.
The U.S. turned the defense up. That's going to be our
It
thing.
doesn't matter the starting five for Team USA. There's no bad
it don't matter.
compositions.
Anyone could
11-1 though.
Anyone could beat Team Canada yesterday. They scored 71 points.
Sure.
But that's our defense. Like Drew Holiday, number one, Tyrese Halliburton, for all who were clowning him being on the team, he earned his spot on the team because he played great on-ball defense. He had multiple steals, and you could tell other people seemed like a little rattled with the ball, but Tyrese was like super comfortable. So I think that as an American, I like him with the ball in his hands. I feel like he'll do good things with it.
He won't play.
He will.
When it comes
he
time,
will.
he done. Like, you don't need him out there.
You do, though. He's the best passer on the team outside of LeBron. Like, he was, if you go look, some of his setups, it was like guys were taking too long to get to their spots. So he basically was like, here, let me force feed you the ball where you need it. Like, let me get you guys going. And then from that point on, it looked how USA versus Canada should
If
have
Team
looked.
USA shoots 50%, they might win some games. Canada only shot 33%. If Team USA had played half as well as they played, they probably still would have won this one. Canada is booty. It was a fun booty warm-up in Las Vegas where we can just make fun of Drake. Like, this was not the game.
And I do love making fun of Drake.
It's
You're
not
right.
hard. It's
but,
not hard.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's called low-hanging fruit because it's ripe and delicious.
Also, I'm not trying to be a real negative dude, but I'm looking at the Team USA stats on usab.com, which is USA Basketball's website. They don't have total points for players on here. And that is ignorant to me.
I mean, this is like
exhibition.
It's the equivalent of a soccer friendly. Like, nothing about that game mattered at all. And I think you can tell by the play on the court. Except for a couple Dylan Brooks hard fouls. Besides that, nobody cared.
Derek White didn't even play. He's their new best player.
He's not there.
I don't think
he's not even there yet.
He hasn't made it through customs yet or whatever.
But don't forget, Canada is the reason why we have the blessing of watching all these stars. Canada beating us in the little World Cup last year is what made LeBron call the Avengers to assemble. So I don't know how long ago it was planned.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how long ago it was planned for us to play Canada, but I think that's the reason why.
The Avengers don't have Langston Galloway.
They got some close ones.
Who's Micah Potter? I'm not joking. Like, there are dudes on this team that don't need to be on this team.
That's because of injuries. They were just pickups.
Where's Jaylen Brown? He can't be picked up?
Yeah, that's a great.
He don't want to be picked up now.
No,
he's the Nike.
Jaylen Brown's on one. Woo, baby, and I'm here for it.
He's going the Kyrie route, is he not?
Yo.
When we get back from
No, he's a reasonable human being. He's not like Kyrie.
When we get back from the break, the spiral of Jaylen Brown, is it going to leave him upward or downward? We'll tell you when we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Sadies on 4th, the sports animal. 4th. We're going to sneak in our Isham Dental soundbite of the day. IshamDentalABQ.com, 3900 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, 505-881-0422. Have the fingers that have been in my mouth in your mouth, as Scott Isham can bring a smile back to your life. Medicare AB, and it's the dentures. That's the big one. If you're in need, have your dude help you. Like he's the absolute best. Isaiah, you have the Isham Dental soundbite of the day. What it is, Van, it's going to be the setup of Jason Tatum being interviewed about the last spot on the team. The interview's not about his teammate, Darren White. Mm-hmm. It's about his teammate, Jaylen Brown, not getting the spot. Whenever you're ready, Isaiah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many guys that could, take that last spot or whatever.
Just a heads up, it just wasn't an audition, so they did hear it. So this is the last one. So yeah, I guess he's not. He says it's rough not having him out there.
Yeah, not saying much. I mean, said he hadn't talked to him, said they weren't connected. But it doesn't mean Jaylen Brown's not talking. He absolutely is.
Sure.
So, so Jaylen Brown has gone to the internet, and he says via X, Twitter, I don't know what verbiage you want to use here. He says, quote, "I'm not afraid of you or your resources." Traditionally, with a person that we either fairly or unfairly would identify as less educated, we would say this is the ramblings of a madman.
Sure.
We would say a lot of conspiracy type talk.
Uh-huh.
We would go down that rabbit hole. And you would be like, "Frats, it's the Spanish Inquisition he's talking about." And I'd be like, "Oh, this ain't that."
No. He is well educated, well informed, and he is on top of his business. And I mean, he's kind of like the moral compass for the NBA. He has always had a perfectly crafted response to every tragedy, every awful thing that's happened while the NBA was in season, and he had a microphone in his face. We're just getting another example of it right now.
You don't think he's talking to the Illuminati? You don't think it's that?
What do you think? Scrooge McDuck? Is that who he's talking to?
Isaiah?
No, he's talking to Nike Corp.
So basically what's happening here is Kyrie has painted this super crazy image over the woke side of the NBA, and now the ambassador for the smart guys and the rational guys, Jaylen Brown, is over the Kyrie side. So now I think we're seeing a shift of power in the NBA is what's going on here.
Well, I don't know the woke parallel. Kyrie's a crazy person, not a woke person. Woke just means you understand the plight of others. Anyways, Jaylen Brown is like the perfect person to speak up on this too. Because if he would have kept his mouth shut and not said anything to Nike, it would have just been business as usual. But now we get to open up this conversation, the conversation we should constantly have about their labor practices, about their market manipulation, how they're actually treating people.
Well, and their corporate influence in the decision of Team USA's basketball.
Sure.
Like, because that's they sponsor the whole thing. They pay for the whole thing. Like, there's not a tax in this country, the United States of America, that pays for Olympic athletes. This is not China.
Yeah.
This is not Russia, formerly Russia. This is not a place that's Korea where you can avoid being drafted into the war. Like, this is all private amateur athletes primarily, and then the pro level here. But Nike flips the bill.
Sure.
And Nike gets to pick the team, and if part of their, which I don't know if this is true or not, but part of their, if it has been, and their shoe negotiations or their brand negotiations, if they say, "Hey, so-and-so athlete, sign with Nike and you can be an Olympian. Sign with Adidas and enjoy the FIBA."
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he's really taking the temperature right now. But the way he's doing that is he's taking Nike's temperature the old-fashioned way.
Which is...
Yeah.
I'm not following. I'm so sorry. Help me get there. I don't get it.
Rectally.
Okay. I might have missed that one completely. But I will say this. if he's going to go out in a public sense and take on the biggest supporter of his profession, which is Nike in the world of basketball, that's not going to end up being good for him in the long run. Like if and I'll just give you one down the road because he's finals MVP, he's whatever. If he ends up going to LA down the road, if Nike calls one of the LA teams and is like, do not sign that guy, those teams won't sign that guy.
I don't think he cares at all. I don't think basketball is number one in Jaylen Brown's life. I think he could retire right now and go play chess for a living or go teach classes at MIT.
Oh, so you
doesn't. He's already got $300 million. He doesn't need Nike. He doesn't need the NBA.
Yep.
He's one of the good guys who are using their voice for the power of good.
So you think when he's talking about resources, he's actually started professionally already playing Settlers of Catan. And that's where he was going with this whole thing.
We like some old modern Oregon Trail stuff going on. Needs more resources to get all the way to Oregon. Yeah.
Sheep and wheat.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Like he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the NBA. He doesn't need basketball. The basketball already got him $300 million. He already won a championship. So now he's using his power for good instead of like pulling the LeBron route when LeBron's asked about labor practices and everything that's going on with the NBA in China. He hushes up to Big Daddy who cashes his checks.
Well,
no, he's speaking up on it this time.
Good point. And with that point, you think he's smart enough and calculated enough that this is step one of many steps. You don't think this is one of those no one knows what it means, but it's provocative. You don't think it's that. You think it's a get ready because we're clicking up a roller coaster and we're about to go down the Jaylen Brown route of blowing it up?
No, I don't think he's going to blow it up at all.
No.
I think he's in the right. People with positions of power, like Jaylen Brown, who have a microphone in their face all the time.
That's what I mean by that verb.
Because what you're giving into right now is, the shut up and dribble thing. Like if we're talking about race relations, everybody wants to get the pulse of the nation through athletes of color. But if we're talking about finances, we're talking about the corporate world, nobody cares. So use this position just like you would racism or sexism or bigotry and expose the awful financial practices of these giant corporations.
Yeah, you led with
explaining Kyrie without naming Kyrie Irving.
What?
No.
The
earth is round.
Yeah, are you serious?
Vaccines don't.
COVID didn't make you intimate or impotent.
Yeah,
like this is very different. Also, Van, that explanation you just gave, you led with no after what I said, but you said what I was trying to say. So there might have been something crossed in communication. Because I agree completely. That's what I think I'm trying to say with a plan in place. Because I don't believe he's going to let it sit on a one-off where Derek White becomes collateral damage to this whole thing. I think he's going to use it as a stepping stone to make a bigger impact, and that's what I mean by exploding it.
100%. Yeah.
We got a good one when we get back. We'll be joined by our favorite guest, our least favorite guest.
Friend of the show's favorite guest. I know that much.
When we're live at Sadies, Gilbert joins us, and he gives us a very Teller-sponsored 5 o'clock treat. We're going to enjoy that view whenever we get back. It's tuning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
In the books on your favorite program, Albuquerque, and my favorite guest is here sitting with us at Sadies on 4th Street, Mr. Everything at Sadies, Gilbert Sanchez. What'd you bring us, brother?
Well, it is 5 o'clock.
Is this one mine?
5:02 to be exact.
All right, what's the name of this thing? Gilbert
This is
Sanchez of Sadies?
the new for the visual viewers.
Yeah.
Okay. Many of them are.
The toasted coconut margarita.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, hold on.
In stores.
Live react. I haven't tasted it yet.
Hey, you go first. I'll describe. So Van's putting it to his lips. He closed his eyes for a long amount of time. He was. All
right, now this is sexy.
All right, hold on.
This is legit sexy.
I said, hold on.
It's smooth.
Some people say
delicious.
A parrot. You close your eyes and there's a parrot on your shoulder after you take the first sip.
So like
possibly singing Jimmy Buffett.
Basically
something.
Young Jake Cassio is what you're describing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
This reminds me when I was in my early 20s and I would go to the bar and I would kiss strange pretty girls and only drink rum chata.
Ooh. So this is very recent. Early 20s, you said? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what is this? Coconut something?
Little pineapple.
What's it called?
The toasted coconut margarita. So
made with tequila and triple sex liquor.
That's a C, not an X.
Okay, cool.
C,
okay, cool.
close. They're right next to each other in the alphabet, I think.
It starts off pina colada.
Yes.
And it ends marg. It's got that little sexy coconut, smooth coconut over the tongue.
Speaking of
get
sexy,
that little bit of in the back of your jaw for the marg.
You have on the can here a very is that sexy Sadie?
That's sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Yes,
Sadie.
yes, no, this is an adult beverage, so we had to go sophisticated.
You don't have smoking hot cartoon Sadie on there.
No.
You
this
got
is
real life.
Sadie.
That's right.
All right, so these other two you brought, I'm going to put in my bag.
Yes, there's one more cold one here.
Okay.
Yeah,
you had me at cold one.
Yep, we are ready to go.
Now, you, Gil.
Yes, me.
Lifelong Celtics fan. You always say that. You always talk about that.
No, but actually, I've despised the Celtics for many years. I did pick them to get swept. What was my prediction for the finals? I think it was 3-1, 4-1.
You said 4-1.
They had to win 4. You have to win 4 games.
Yeah.
So I must have said 4.
Or you said they were going to beat them so bad and embarrass them, they're only going to have to play 4 games.
That's right.
They're going to win. They're going to win 3-1.
Yeah, no. Our general manager Matt is a huge Celtics fan.
Sure, but you as well. And
yes,
how does it hurt you internally to know that Darren White and Jaylen Brown will never be able to play on the court at the same time together again?
Darren White, the sheriff.
Yes.
The sheriff?
Yes.
The sheriff from New Mexico.
Yeah, KKOB show host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Darren White.
Yeah. Does that hurt? Does that hurt the game?
I haven't really thought about it, but that is a good question.
Darren White basically kicked Jaylen Brown's dog. Like, that's how he's reacting.
I mean, this is all Kawhi's fault, first of all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hold on.
Sit on the bench and don't play.
Someone's
going to sit on the bench and not play.
Save some blame for Joel Embiid, too.
Yeah.
He's not even American. He's Cameroonian.
That's a good point.
You could have Jalen and Derek.
Also, I've been a part of a lot of teams, and if there was like a time where somebody had communicated to me that I was the last guy picked on the team, I don't want to be on that team. Like, if I'm Jaylen Brown and they're
that's true.
Hey, listen, you can be the last guy. No, dude, I'm good. Like, I'll go play for any other thing.
They should have just put a Cooper flag on the team, let him sit on the bench, and
100%.
Yeah.
That could still be true for Jalen, but I think what's bugging him is the fact that not only did they pick somebody else who probably believes he's better than, but they picked his own teammate over him. So he's probably like, I don't even really want to go, but you guys are telling me I suck, basically.
I'm not mad at Derek White at all. Like, you take that invitation if you're a Derek White type guy. He just like Forrest Gumped his way into the U.S. national team, and there's like 20 better players.
I'm not the most familiar of their games. I didn't watch too much Celtic basketball, and that's why I picked them to lose. And
That's foolish, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid. Don't they have different games? Was Team USA looking for a specific player?
They're going for diversity hire, so they got a black guy named White.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right.
The old one of each.
What's wrong with Brown?
Yeah.
They did not want to see what Brown could do for them.
They didn't need more Brown. They were good. This poor Derek White is in could be in this conversation forever. He did nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. He's the sweetest dude.
Probably.
So what happened was, let me explain to you if you missed the last few months. What Derek White did, he went from like a 8-point per game player, with an awful receding hairline like Trae Young, and then he shaved his head and he turned into Steph Curry,
and lost a tooth,
right?
Yeah. So he needs
to call our friends at Isham Dental.
That's awesome.
He's earned it. Yeah, I don't know. You would think they were looking for a specific guy to play on the team, right? And Jaylen Brown maybe wasn't that.
I mean, he can do everything Derek White can. I feel like there's nothing that Derek White can do that Jaylen can't, but there's multiple things Jaylen can do that Derek White can't. Plus, he was a Finals MVP on the same team.
Who has the better degree?
Conference Finals and Finals MVP.
So Tatum shouldn't have been on the team then, is what you're saying.
He's already.
Yeah.
And last night he cooked SGA, and it was the best highlight I saw.
Out of his shoes. It was pretty funny.
He gave him a little head, gave him between the legs, and then around him. That's not how you do it in the game.
Hold on.
Basketball?
Talking about basketball.
What time was this game on?
Well, it was
sure.
It was a late start.
Yeah. He's sipping that triple sex margarita. That's why.
Holy moly.
Bronny,
they should have just put Bronny on the team.
They should have.
That should have been the move.
Yeah, he actually had a good defensive game yesterday. People are going to look at his points, but he had 3 steals, 2 blocks, 5 rebounds.
I've never one time looked at any stat line that's not points.
That's he did airball. What did he do? I saw all over.
He missed a dunk. He missed a dunk.
He got the ball. It was like a dead ball. He was kind of standing there. He was just kind of toying around, but he was like 3 feet away from the hoop, and he just took a shot and missed everything.
Yeah, it was.
So the camera just switched angle real fast.
Like, people get legit worried every time Bronny doesn't move. If he just stands there for a second, the medical team is going to run out on the court immediately, start checking vitals. He needs to be moving all the time for a little peace of mind for everyone watching.
You guys know how the TV part of this works. They can make it look how they like Isaiah just said, air ball cutaway, you never see it again. Shohei steals a base yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this. Steals a base yesterday, jumps up, does some hand gestures.
Yes.
In a weird area.
And then you don't see it on a highlight again the rest of the night. And that's because they want to keep Shohei looking.
I did see it all over the internet today.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Shohei's been in LA a little too long.
Say what happens when you're in LA.
It was almost like he was from Palm Springs.
Yeah, he was.
He took the glove off.
He was very close to spring.
Yeah. It seemed to living on the edge there.
Well, he wasn't playing it safe.
He was not.
Or wait, maybe he was safe.
He was safe.
Oh,
he was safe.
Yeah, he was safe. He got there safely.
Oh man, we're in the gutter right now, guys.
Yeah, well, he took the glove off and started gambling like Ipe.
This is the doldrums of summer sports talk radio. This is
there's
you got to go deep,
baseball,
right?
Chill out.
You got to go deep.
It's pretty juicy now. We're very, very fortunate for the amount of topics we have for it to be July 11th.
It's easier with the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Yeah, there's no Olympics, there'd be nothing.
This does help. Yeah. Except they're going to be on tape delay by 6 hours, and everybody's going to know what happened.
Yeah.
And
well, we'd be having some loser conversation about, is Shadur Sanders in the conversation for Heisman? I know it's a month before anything that actually matters, but if so, that's what summer sports talk is, and that stuff sucks.
If they win 10 games, yes.
If his team's behind him. Yeah, man,
Look, Arch Manning could be number 1 in next year's draft, even if he doesn't play a snap. He will go higher than Quinn Ewers in next year's draft and not play a single game.
Yeah.
There's my football talk.
College football talk in July. So media day was this past week, and the Big Ten said that they were sad that no one thinks them like the Big 12. And you go, oh, okay, well, you don't have Texas.
I feel like it'd be more fun if we had more insight into what players they were recruiting and who to expect to
The
have
only-
a breakout season.
Yeah, the only problem with the recruiting stuff in college is you then have to explain who the recruits are.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
that's why they don't do
Yeah,
it.
because sports fan doesn't know who the best high school football player from Lafayette is. Like,
Right.
they don't care about that.
Is his last name Manning?
Yeah, that's what they.
I'm out.
The only ones we're going to talk about are Manning and Sanders.
Sure.
And that's not on accident.
I'm in. Now that's captivating.
Yeah. Is there a local quarterback from Albuquerque trying to be the quarterback of the Lobos? Because if so, I'm rooting for him. That's how it works.
I mean, he could still be on the roster for all I know. We don't know.
we
We legit don't.
don't know. I know Bronco Mendenhall's won 0 games for the Lobos. Stop telling me he's the best of all time.
He hasn't lost any either. So he's undefeated.
Winless in his undefeated season. What's up with Sadies during the summer? You keep it cool, which is nice.
We keep it cool. We're excited about this new margarita.
Yeah.
We got live music every Thursday on the patio.
Is
That's today?
That's today?
Yo.
Oh.
What?
Hey, if Isaiah brought a date here, would that be a cool spot?
Super cool.
Okay.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Step one, Isaiah, find a
Yeah,
date.
find a date.
Find a date.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard, dude.
We should do a speed dating here.
For Isaiah.
Yeah. We just sit you at a nice table here. I don't know what you
Speed dating
want.
for Shohei.
And we just
Whatever gal shows up in a Tony Romo jersey wins.
that's that easy, huh? Holy moly.
A pink one, like one of the ones that Jessica
Oh,
Simpson used to wear.
Yeah.
These gals don't want me in Albuquerque. We've talked about this, gentlemen.
Oh, all right,
What?
fellas, whatever, dude. We don't care.
Yeah.
We're on
Fellas,
your
gentlemen,
team.
boys.
2024, whatever.
BOIS.
Live your life.
They don't want me.
Guys, here you guys go. Oh,
Hey,
here you go.
did you just hear Isaiah right now? He's like, it's hard here in Albuquerque. They're not like us.
Mm-hmm.
Factual.
That might be a new shirt for Sadies.
Not like us.
Yeah.
I do like
There's
that.
only one Sadies.
There is only
Often,
there's multiple Sadies.
There's
two.
There's
There's
classy
two.
Sadie,
That's
and
true.
there's smoking hot
Well,
cartoon
remember,
Sadie.
There's also going to be one in the airport very soon.
Really?
Sadies like an actual.
Now, is that after I passed through TSA or before?
It'll be after.
So I can't just go there unless I'm leaving.
There's
You
this
have to
one.
leave. Yeah. Or coming.
Oh, if I'm coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sadie's, if I was coming, Sadie's would be better.
Yes.
Okay. But if I'm leaving,
It could be good as well. But it's
Both.
always
Both.
better when you're coming.
also we got to think about times. Because if you're coming late, then you won't be able to get to Sadie's.
That's true.
Yeah, so you have to just know your flight times. That's the whole thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
remember, you're in an airport, so you always got to be respectful of all their rules.
Is it going to be open by the balloon fiesta?
It's looking like that's not going to be the case.
That's the literally the worst thing you've ever said to me.
They got a lot of work that they're doing over there, doing a beautiful job. I don't know if you guys have walked through the airport.
A lot,
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Whom do I send an email to
Yeah,
to kickstart this
To
process?
kickstart-
Leah
this?
Black, because I'll do it right now.
It could be Leah.
Yeah,
You know Leah, right? Wasn't she a big radio personality for a while?
keep
Right.
going.
Beer goddess,
All that is correct.
and now she is a
Tim Keller's co-host on Isaiah's favorite podcast.
What?
Oh, I got TK's number. Want me to
Yeah,
Let's
text
call them in.
TK?
let's do a group
Yeah.
text. That'll do it. That'll
Yeah.
get the whole thing.
Yeah, add me in there.
Yeah, put Sadie in there too. Gil, thank you for sitting down with us. Anything we
is
missed,
great.
brother?
No. Go pick up the toasted coconut margarita. You start seeing it pop up in stores this weekend. At Smith's, Albertsons, all those.
So
If
Wonderful
they can't
places.
wait to go to a store, can you just come here and get one?
You can get the real deal. We'll hand mix one here. Did you see that hand movement? That was weird.
Yeah.
the toasted
That was
coconut
very
margarita.
Shohei of
I
you.
was mixing margarita over my
Yeah.
shoulder there.
So you're telling me you're bringing this to the tailgate for Duke City Championship Wrestling, July the 19th at the historic El Rey Theater?
That is probably going to happen.
God, dude, that's awesome.
What time do I need to be there?
For the tailgate?
Yeah,
For the tasting
It
booth?
starts as easy. You can
No.
start tailgating, I guess, around 10 in the morning, probably, I guess.
it was a Friday show.
It's Friday. Yeah, we're doing it on
I mean, if
Friday.
I have two of these, I might get in the ring.
We have security.
Oh, that might not even be at the
Pretty
show
good
then.
security, too.
Well, once
Really?
Sadies wants to become a proud sponsor of Duke City Championship Wrestling, then yes, you can get in the ring.
I just
We
get
will
in.
make it happen.
Hey, Hobo Hank will start pounding knees instead of stealing people's beers
He
in the
does.
crowd.
Hey, he does that.
He does that every time.
Also,
It's
heads up,
amazing.
pro wrestling's not real, so we'll just plant these in the crowd. The number of photos that are taken when Hobo Hank steals a Drinky Boy out of Van's hand
Yep.
as he's making his way through the
Oh,
building
man.
is too damn
The
high.
heat for stealing a Sadies.
I'm gonna duct tape
Cocktail
them underneath the
from
chairs.
somebody?
And then and he chug-a-lugs it right down.
Oh God.
It's awesome.
It gets all over his wife beater.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
This is gonna look a little weird. 'Cause it's got a little yellow hue to it, so it's gonna kind of.
I call it an A-frame T-shirt. I don't know why Van used that verbiage.
What did you call it?
It's a wife beater.
A-frame T-shirt.
Tank.
Tank top. Well, I'll
Okay.
take
Tank top. Oh God.
Well,
I'm just going with what Haynes puts on the packaging.
It's not a tank. Tanks are baggy.
oh,
Tanks are baggy.
Yeah,
Those are like
Tank's got some
Gold's
air.
Gym.
You could fluff the chest a little bit.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
ribbed. This is ribbed for underneath pleasure.
The WBs, those are skin tight, baby.
WB is short for A-frame T-shirt.
Yes, it is.
Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Wynton Bernard.
Oh, good one.
There you
Yeah.
go. Uh-huh.
That's a good. That's a reach. That's good. I like that one.
Wales,
Yeah.
Britain.
Hey, text us one more time that we don't know about sports. It's 2 Men On 95.9
Someone
FM
said
and
that?
AM 6. It happens every day.
Every
Gil.
day.
What?
Every day.
Every
What do
day.
they say about me?
Here, they
They
don't.
love you
Oh,
so
okay, good.
much.
All right, we're good.
This is the regular feedback. Why don't you guys talk about the backup offensive lineman for the Cowboys? And I say, why don't you tune into something else?
Mhm.
It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to Sadies. Listening to Two Men On. They haven't talked about the NFL today. I think I'm mad at the NFL right now.
Okay. For why, my friend?
Netflix receivers, and also I'm mad at the NFL for Hard Knocks. All these things are exploitative. They're terrible, and I do not care that they are interested in providing subpar entertainment to their drug product fans. Like, I put in more, be better, NFL, because this is the lowest brow effort that I have seen.
They're taking advantage of, I mean, he bounced back way better, but they're taking advantage of Saquon Barkley. They're just running Saquon Barkley through the mud. This is the bleep Saquon show. There's nothing else to provide on this program besides Saquon Barkley talk.
The documentary that should have been done, also quotations documentary.
Sure.
The NFL draft in Detroit generated $213 million in economic impact. Talk about that. Talk about businesses. Talk about the community, like, gaining, and how it turns out you can have nice stuff in Detroit. Like, talk about that. Give me that thing, and I'm going to take it in. But this super soft, like, here's the reason we backdoor got to Drew Lock for the Giants. What's the name of the tight end for the 49ers? Kittle.
Yeah.
Kittle, hollering real loud whenever he blocks someone, and NFL receivers. Like, come on, man. Give me something of substance. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the market's so oversaturated. There's way too much. I mean, we said it over and over again about the Hard Knocks.
Can't be Christmas every day.
It's too much, man. It's too much. Also, like, I get it. NFL's the big dog. They rule the roost. But look, there's other content out there, my friends. Mm-hmm. There's other sports. There's other genres of entertainment. There's movies. There's music. There's books. There's politics. There's so much more out there than just the NFL. You need something else, friend of the show, because this Hard Knocks, it jumped the shark on this one. And it is hard to watch, and I'm done.
What are we 2 weeks away from training camp? 3 weeks?
Close.
Whatever we are. If you're only giving me the 4 episodes of Hard Knocks every year, which, by the way, it's been incredibly good almost every year except for the last time they were with the Cowboys.
Correct.
If you're giving me that, I'm nom.
Sure.
This is nice. This is my thing.
They've perfected the training camp Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
It is compelling. Even if you don't like football, the original OG Hard Knocks, it took them a while.
You know how I know?
It took a while to perfect, but they got it now. They got it down to a science, and it is captivating.
A million different Tinder dates that I tricked into watching it.
Sure.
That's how I know that anyone will like it.
Yeah, I show people that don't care about sports. It's like, this is actually good television.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
This Hard Knocks front office, or whatever this is EA Sports Madden head coach.
Sure.
Like, this is, like, you're going to do it one time and it better be done. And also, no other team's going to be a part of it. Because this is not actually the function of these teams. This is them producing what they want you to think it looks like.
Sure.
That's not this. This is diatribes and soliloquies from guys that don't speak for a living.
And coach speak.
Oh, I hate it.
I hate coach speak so much. Please, for the love of God, say something real. Be a unique human being with emotions. Show a little bit of your personality. Quit speaking in cliches. It drives me insane.
A whole quote-unquote documentary on how upset Packers fan is that it has to go to Detroit for the NFL draft. I want that.
It's better.
Give me that.
It's better.
That is clever.
It's better.
This is nothing. Also, I'm a little bit over sports talk radio where you just say people's names. Like, I'm a little bit over that we can't communicate concepts or ideas or opinions without, I'm going to list a bunch of guys that are good at this position. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is not what wants to be absorbed by the audience. The audience with this Hard Knocks head coach show that we're watching, hey, I can name a bunch of defensive linemen, and I can name more than you. Okay.
Sure.
They all change every 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's not impressive.
It's not impressive at all. It's dumb. And they're just trying to fill up hours, and they put the Hard Knocks name on it. And I know a lot of people. It's not just me. It's not just you. Zay, you're a mark. You don't know any better yet. But, like, there's a lot of sports fans out here who are like, God, they got me on this one. I watch, they suck me in, and I watch it, and it's awful. But because of your deep-seated fandom, and you need that content, you need that one extra needle in your arm of NFL football, you're going to watch it, even though you know it's not good.
And there's like a fear of missing out on, like, but The Office is different than it used to be. Like, everything post-COVID, you don't, and with streaming, because there's not appointment TV anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you don't rush into the office or rush to the job site or whatever to be able to talk about this stuff anymore. It's like with Isaiah, where, you know, as soon as his prize pick misses, he tweets a dude.
Sure.
You know, it's like the thing is over now. It's a different dynamic.
It's a bit of a reach.
It's exactly what you described doing.
How's your rotator cuff, Fred? And I said it was Instagram story. And I did it a couple times until they popped up in my story views.
Yeah, that's so funny. Look, I don't care.
I almost went to apologize when I saw it. Like, oh, by the way, brother, I was just.
Yes. Not mad. Not mad.
Yes.
Not mad.
You're chill. You're chill.
I don't want to see a room full of dudes in the exact same polo talk about stuff that I don't care about. If that was the case, I would rather watch a documentary about a bunch of dudes in red shirts at friggin' O'Reilly Auto Parts or whatever. That would be way more interesting than a bunch of front office guys speaking in cliches for an hour.
Did you pick working at the automotive store on purpose? Because there's no punchline that I'm about to say. I think my dream job would be working at a hardware store. I would love to work at a hardware store.
God,
I'd love to in the morning start coffee and talk about projects with old men.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to explain the difference in wire gauges to people. Like, that is a thing where I'd be like, I am in my comfort zone.
100%.
Right? I am the friendly place.
Hey, look, Rick, you're not going to use maple on this project. This is an oak project. Mm-hmm. You get the pressure treated oak. Get that maple out of here.
Now
I'm going to set you straight right now, brother.
You're telling me, son, you're going to put a whole pool in your backyard and you're not going to use a multi-phase motor here.
Yeah.
How's that thing going to rev up? You're going to go straight from 0 to 0.75 horsepower out the gate? No, you are not. What you're going to get is air bubbles in your system. You get air bubbles in your system, what are you going to do? You're going to disrupt your DE. Oh, what's that? You want to go sand filter? Didn't know I was messing with a millionaire right here. That's what I'm talking about.
You don't need the 7-inch quarter blade for this project. All you need is take 1/8 of an inch off with an angle grinder. It's easier.
Now,
it saves you effort, and it's going to save you some money, brother.
I keep hearing you use the phrase tree house. You are aware there are no trees here in New Mexico. You are talking about a clubhouse, my friend. I will tell you how to put that foundation in the ground right now. I will help you do this project. By the way, I got 2 buddies in the parking lot. They'll dig the holes. That is the dream job for me. Here's
what you guys are missing about Hard Knocks, right?
Oh,
okay, here we go.
You know, Albuquerque's just sprinkled with Cowboy fans all over the place. So here's the joy in it for us. We get to watch the rivals sit around and plot and think they have something going for themselves. See them think that, oh, we want dogs, so we want this, we want that. Just for us to say the famous Dwayne Johnson line, it doesn't matter what you think, you're going to lose regardless. So basically, when we watch the Giants crash and burn this season, we get to refer back to these clips of them being so optimistic and them trying to build from the ground up a new foundation of a team, just to fail. That's the beauty of it.
When you're watching and you're talking about these losers, are you ever reminded that they've won 2 Super Bowls since your Cowboys have?
Yes.
Is that a reminder?
No. It's not reminded because we're men of the present. We're men of the present. We think about the now, and the Giants. Definitely not in our level. But that was a nice jab there, fam.
I'm always here for you, baby.
I haven't seen the numbers on Hard Knocks ratings. Have you seen them?
I have not. I'm assuming they're subpar.
I'm bringing it right now. Nope, you are correct. Yeah, the one last year, the in-season one last year, was the highest ratings it had ever had. This one is the lowest.
Okay.
That tracks.
Now let's go down. Is there a list, Fred? Is there like 1 to 10? Why don't you name those teams off?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Friends of the show, let's see if Fred can find a list here and see if he will utter the words that the 2021 Cowboys are top 5.
Well, the newest ones are all going to be in the top.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because more people are
More
watching
people are
every
So
year.
like
yeah.
the current ones, in the top. It's the newest.
I literally just said last year's was the highest. Yeah.
No, but this one currently.
So the one with the Jets last year was the 13-year viewership high, and this current one is garbage.
Okay, it's the newest though. So the newest being the top is not facts. The Jets one was actually a good one.
The Jets was a good one.
Yeah. Well, and
That was an
again,
interesting one. Yeah.
this is not the same product. This is a joke.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. This is you're trying to squeeze lemon out of a lime.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not there. When we get back from the break, we continue down the world of NFL talk as actual entertainment aspects. The NFL has an opinion about the Sunday ticket lawsuit, and we're going to talk to you about everything that's going on with that whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. So if you recall, Boys Are Live at Sadies. If you recall, in June, a jury ruled in favor of a bunch of plaintiffs to the tune of $4.7 billion in damages. The argument was against the NFL that it violated antitrust rules, charging premium fees for a Sunday ticket, limiting it to DirecTV up until like 2023, and then went to YouTube. And that because the league generates like $13 billion in annual revenue or something, this was a pretty substantial amount of money, in my opinion. But the NFL is today, Roger Goodell specifically saying, quote, are you ready? We obviously disagree with the jury verdict, and we are committed, obviously, to following the legal process. So I just want to be very clear to everyone, specifically those who are out-of-market fans of their team. Roger Goodell does not care about you.
Never has.
Does not care about your fandom of your team. Believes that you owe he $4.7 billion, and also he would kill your dog. So all of those things are now on the record.
It would, and may have historically assaulted your animal.
Ugh.
They don't care about you. They care about the bottom line. They care about making money for their ownership group. All they care about is making that bottom line sparkle and make their billionaire owners richer and richer. Like, that's all they care about. That's all they've ever cared about. They've been gouging prices for the fan, the consumer, especially the bars. Because, I mean, we do our show from bars all the time. We do Monday Night Football at Howie's, which we will start again this football season. Don't miss a Monday at Howie's Sports Page. You got the boys, you got free glizzies. But they've been gouging bars on NFL Sunday Ticket for the longest time. And people, like, if you don't have the Sunday Ticket, all these people are going to go somewhere else. So you're absolutely obligated to get the Sunday Ticket. And NFL is going to charge as much as humanly possible. And thank goodness for this lawsuit to try to level the playing field and make it fair for these business owners.
And I work in sports talk. Like, I got to be up to speed on this. I watch the Red Zone channel, so I can watch less football.
Sure.
Like, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, give me the Red Zone channel. That way I don't have to sit through a million Ford commercials, and I don't have to absorb 3.5 hours of one thing when I can, for 3.5 hours, absorb all the things. Also, you can get that separately now.
Yeah.
But here's another quote. I love charging an arm and a leg for out-of-market fans to watch their team.
That's a way. Hold on.
It's not one.
Hold on.
That's not one at all. Ugh.
I mean, it's too close to being true. That's the problem.
So
it's satire, but it's the actual truth.
So I guess I might have actually just misrepresented. It's still going through antitrust judgment, so it could be as high as $14.1 billion.
Right.
I didn't know that. That's me learning right now with you.
I mean, you don't need to be a law expert to know that they've been fleecing the populace for decades now on these prices.
One of my biggest issues with the whole NFL deal is with the streaming is there's times where they'll tell you, watch any game live, and you'll sign up for the subscription and everything, and then you try to watch the game, and it's like, this game's not available in your region. Well, then what do you mean watch any game live if the game's not available in my region?
You can watch any game as long as you have internet access that isn't the Arizona Cardinals, Denver Broncos, Dallas Cowboys, or Houston Texans.
There's a thing called the Sports Broadcasting Act, which I don't know how familiar you guys are, but it was 1960 or 61.
Sure.
And what it is it says there's two types of sports broadcasting. Think broadcast and pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
That's the definition of sports broadcasting. The way it's now is paid service or sponsored telecast. And that's basically broadcast versus a cable subscription or a satellite or whatever.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If it's a closed circuit, if it's a paid service like what this is, you cannot black it out by law.
Yeah.
By law, you cannot do it.
Right.
You're paying for it, you cannot block it out. Now, if it's a sponsored telecast, that's why home games get blacked out and regional sports markets, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because they don't want those sponsored dollars to go there. But that's the whole thing. You're breaking like federal acts. Like it's over for you. The Roger Goodell. I just get
quote and quote.
If he would have came out and said, yeah, we weren't doing it the way we should have been. We have a better understanding now. Our bad.
Right.
Here's the 4.7. By the way, everyone gets 1 year free on us. I'd have been like, yeah, let's go, dude. You just turn that money into the best marketing you'll ever have.
Yeah. And it would pay dividends, but they're not going to do that because they have to make their bottom line.
Dog, they will recover it by week 6.
Friends of the show, it's not just the NFL. It's any billion-dollar corporation does not care about you. They do not care about you, and they never will. When the owner of whatever sports team hoists that trophy and says, we got the greatest fans in the world, this is for you, they don't care about you. Talking to you, Rick. Talking to you, Steve. Talking to you, Carl. They don't care about you. Enjoy the sport. It's entertainment, but don't act like you're part of the team. They don't care. They want your money.
I wonder who the guy Rick is that just earned the right for his name to be the
I just love saying Rick like that. I mean, it's no big deal. I got a lot of good Richards in my life.
Don't be a Richard.
Yeah.
Be a Rick.
Yeah. Listen up, Rick.
We wrap up the 5 o'clock hour when we get back.
Carl.
And that'll put us just a handful of minutes from Josh Sushan of the Ice Topes. And we always talk about Prize Picks before Josh Sushan because I legitimately think he has like a contract that says he can't.
Okay.
It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Prize Picks whenever we get back, the sports animal.
This week.
All right, everyone get real excited. It's time for our prize picks. Keep in mind, when we do prize picks, use promo code KNML. It will match you up to $100 on your initial deposit. So you put in $100, we put in $100 with you. And we got one of those really fun squares right now, okay? So promo code KNML. Go download prize picks. Put in your $100. We will give you $100. You're playing with $200. And you can put any amount of that $100. Actually, I think it's only like, I don't know what the number is. But Pete Alonso, more than 0.5 home runs in the home run derby.
It's so funny.
Let's go.
It's an auto win. They're giving it to you. You have until next Monday to use this.
I'm using it right now.
You could use $25. You could use it $25 banger one time. You could do five times, anything in the middle of those. But they're giving you a free win here.
0.5 hits for Jose Altuve versus Miami. I'm going to take the more, partner that with Pete Alonso, 0.5 home runs. And I just made a cool 50 spot, boys.
Yee!
I'm taking that Jose Altuve one out. That's too dangerous. Can't do that.
That's crazy.
I really do like these.
I'm taking Altuve and bundling him with Luis Castillo.
Why do you feel good about that one?
Than 35.5 pitcher fantasy score.
I was a big winner last night at Prize Picks. So I did that lineup, and you guys laughed at me on air. You told me I didn't know on air. On air, you told me I was a fool. But I took Steph Curry, Ant Edwards, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, and SGA. I took them all less on their points production.
Yes, you did.
Because I said, no one's going to play enough minutes. It's not going to be a thing where there's that kind of rhythm. And they all went for less. So I 6 for 6. Pretty good little day at the Prize Picks for your boy. I went from a minimum bet to a maximum payout. Let's go.
That is fantastic. Good work. I did not believe you. All the USA veterans, like Curry, I had less. LeBron, I had less. KD, I had less, but he was a scratch. But I thought Canada's SGA was going to go off. And that's the only time I smashed more, and it ruined it for me.
Loser.
I'm an idiot. I'm a big dummy.
What's your lineup look like tonight, Zay?
I've got a baseball one going. I got Nestor. It's currently ongoing. I got Nestor Cortez, more than 16.5 pitching outs. He's at 9 right now. Game started at 4:50. So he's kind of on pace, I guess. I got Max Fried, less than 5 strikeouts. That game starts at 7:40. I got Tanner Houck, less than 38 pitcher fantasy score. He's at 13 currently. So
that's a good one. That's a good one. I have that one too. Well done.
I got Justin Steele, more than 31.5 pitcher fantasy score. He'd have to heat up to pull that off. I got Luis Medina, less than 4.5 strikeouts. He's got 3 so far, 5-10 start. I might be torched there. And I got Roddery Munoz, less than 4 strikeouts. The game starts at 6:10.
I like that Roddery less. I think you're going to be wrong on Max Fried because I got him on the more.
Ooh.
What's his total
I did a goblin, but I did more goblin.
What's his strikeout number?
I got him at 3.5 on the goblin. And I think it's 4.5 straight up. Is that correct?
I think I'm going to play MLB.
5 straight up.
5 straight up.
So I'm going to play MLB Live then.
Yeah.
So that's first, second, and third innings.
Those are fun.
Yeah. So I'm going to take Roddery Munoz less than 2.5 strikeouts. I'm going to take Luis Castillo less than 3.5 strikeouts.
I also have that one.
I'm going to take Max Fried less than 2.5 strikeouts.
I think that's a good one.
And then
Max Fried gets consistent strikeouts, but he spreads them out. Doesn't get them in bunches.
Brandon Pfaadt, 2 strikeouts. This is versus Atlanta, but it's only 1 and 2 innings, so I'm going to take less.
Okay.
All right, we're in the mix.
There you go,
Max
baby.
Fried, less than 2.5 strikeouts.
It's only in 3 innings, though.
3 innings. Yeah.
Oh.
The MLB Live. Those are fun.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, those
are.
We're trying to get in and out tonight.
Burger.
Josh Sean joins us after the break. It's 2 Men On, live from Sadies on 4th, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
In the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo.
This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, live from Sadies on 4th. We had 3 hours of the program yesterday. We're off at 6:15 today. That's because it was day game baseball for the Isotopes as they outlasted the Rainiers 14-12. Everyone who hits the ball hit the ball a lot for the Isotopes. And joining us to recap and preview tonight's game is the voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan.
Hey, guys, did you make it out in person? And if so, where did you sit?
I just walked in, did one lap, and I had to leave. I have to keep my streak going of not missing day games. So I showed up, I made a lap, and I had to leave and go to a meeting. But the streak is alive, baby.
Fred?
I did not go, and it's because I was fixing my friend's pool. That sounds like a lie, but it's not.
Well, you guys missed a lot of offense.
Oof.
Yeah, there's a lot of offense. Dude, I was exhausted at the end of the game. Like sometimes the game finishes and you're like, all right, let me pack up the equipment or whatever, put my stuff away, and let me go talk to people. When yesterday's game ended, I just sat there for a while and I was like, I don't want to hear words around me. I don't want to speak for a while. I just need silence around me. I was so mentally exhausted.
Do you have a max word counter? You know your number. You got your over under. Or if we're talking Prize Picks, you got your more or less words that you can really handle.
So here's the other thing that's interesting too is as exhausted as I was yesterday, that was 3 hours and 16 minutes. Before the pitch timer, before the zombie runner at second base in extra innings, I've called an 18-inning game. I've called a 16-inning game. I've called games that lasted over 5 hours. I've called double headers where both games went extra innings. So I've definitely exceeded that total many times, more so than yesterday. But yesterday was one of those, okay, we had a 10-9 game Tuesday. Then you turn around and play a day game. And so, my thing is I don't sleep well. I'm always worried about oversleeping. So I wake up early. I just drink a whole bunch of coffee. I scramble to get ready. And then around the second or third inning, the coffee wears off. And now it's really hot and it's hazy. And there's so much offense. And so don't get me wrong. It was a super exciting game. But it's just one of those games that requires constant focus and attention because there's just always something that's happening. So that's a long answer, a long way of saying I don't know, man.
Oh, thank you for that.
What does your scorebook look like after this game?
I take great pride in having a very organized, clean scorebook. And so, yeah, it's messy, but it's pretty clean and organized. The games where it's a mess is when, well, first of all, back before we had a designated hitter, right? When we had pitchers batting and we had double switches and when managers actually had to use their roster and did, and then you take something like that and you go extra innings, then things get really – I remember that game in so we had a game in Sacramento. It went 16 innings. And at one point, Sacramento ran out of position players, and so they had to put a pitcher in the outfield, and they kept moving him from left field to right field depending on who the batter was. They put the normal outfielder in the pull field, and they put the pitcher in the opposite field and kept having them go back and forth.
That's a lot of running back and forth, but it's not as much running as the Rainiers did on the bases last night yesterday, as they swiped 5 of them against the Albuquerque Isotopes. Would the Topes just don't care if you're on the base path? What's up?
Well, so what's up is Tacoma leads the league in stolen bases. And not only do they lead the league, but they have 84 more stolen bases than the next highest team, which, by the way, is the Isotopes. They have a lot of really fast guys, and they just go. They're constantly going. So they've done this to everybody in the league. And, look, I grew up watching baseball in the 80s. I love stolen bases, right? Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines, Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, Harold Reynolds. Let's go. Those guys are fun to watch. I think baseball is fun when it's like that. I think it's fun calling games when there's the threat of guys running and going. And obviously the Chubs got to do a better job of controlling the running game. I remember I asked Pedro Lopez at the start of the series, and he said the best way to control the running game is don't let him get on base. So that's priority number 1. Don't let him get on base. They can't steal first.
Sush, 9-10 on Tuesday, 14-12 yesterday. Are the pitchers on the bump tonight going to give you a break, or is that a legendary mouth going to be flapping all night on another high-scoring game?
We'll see. I mean, it's you just never know. I'm looking out now, and it's a little bit overcast, so that means that there's not the shadows. That's a little bit better for the hitters. Maybe it's a little bit muggier. Maybe the ball doesn't carry quite as well. You just don't know. Jonathan Diaz is starting for Tacoma. Overall, he's had a really good year, but his last 4 starts, he has not been able to throw a lot of strikes. He's had at least 5 walks in each of his last 4 starts. And then the Isotopes have Blake Goldsberry. They're going to do sort of like the opener, where he'll go first, and then Noah Davis is going to pitch later. Who knows? I mean, I heard you guys talk in previous segment. I don't know if you guys were trying to get some info out of me about like your bets or anything. I don't have the foggiest idea. I never have the foggiest idea what's going to happen in this ballpark.
Is the All-Star game break creeping up on the clubhouse? Do guys see a couple days off in their future? And then if they do, what do they normally do, Josh, when they get away?
Well, look, it varies for everybody and depends on where your off-season home is, right? If your off-season home is Phoenix or nearby, then you go home. If your off-season home is another country, it's a lot harder to go there and to come back. It really doesn't vary across the board. Depends if you're married, if you have kids, if you're single, there's a whole lot of different options. Certainly everyone's aware that the break is coming up, and I'm sure they've been finalizing their plans for quite some time about where they're going to go, what they're going to do. Everybody likes to have a little break, It used to be that it was 3 days. Now it's 4 days. And, there's really no like, oh, everybody does this. It's whatever they feel like doing.
So what okay, leads me to the next question. What are you doing on your All-Star break? It's just like a book and a hammock, or are you going to go on vacation? Are you going to hang out with the boys every day? What's going on?
Still trying to figure that out as well. I like a day to decompress, but at the same time, I took last week off, so I feel like there's just always something to do. When you own a house, when you've got a bunch of side projects, there's just always something to do. We'll see. I don't know. I'll wake up Monday morning and decide what I want to do.
Going to a moment of levity on this broadcast, you are a San Diego guy, and today Sean Burroughs overdosed of fentanyl intoxication. Major League Baseball loses another big personality in the game.
Sure.
Josh, how do these kind of stories hit you as you get older and kind of seeing how life takes on professional athletes after the game?
Yeah, it's such a hard transition for any athlete, any sport, when you go from playing at a high level and all of the figurative highs that are involved with that, and then what you do with your life afterwards. And that transition when so much of your identity is based on me playing this sport. And that's the case for collegiate athletes who don't go on to play professional sports. And that's the case for Major League Baseball players who go on to after their career and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And for some people, they stay in the sport because they just don't know any better and they don't want to be bored. And some people, they're just really happy to go fishing, and hang out with their kids. And other people struggle to figure out exactly what it is that they're going to do. And when it comes to any type of addiction, whether that is gambling, whether that's alcohol, whether that is fentanyl, or whether that's tobacco, just because you play athletics at a very high level does not mean that you are immune to these things. If anything, you're even more susceptible to it because you might have more money and more access to it. So it's a shame whenever it happens to anybody. And I think that the important thing is that no matter who the athlete is, what the sport is, how long they played, that there's people around them that can help them make the transition to becoming a, quote, normal member of society.
Good question, Fred. Good answer, Sush. When you're in that retirement period, like, you got to build before it, right? Because, I mean, a good example would be like, don't blow all your money when you're an NFL rookie. Like, do you know of any resources that are in the minor leagues or major leagues to life after baseball?
Yeah, the Players Union does some things. I'm not privy to exactly what they do, but I know the Players Union has some things that are set up. Honestly, this becomes one of the most important things for your agent, right? If you are a really good agent, then you should be thinking about what you can do to help get your client in a good position once their career is done, whether they want to go into media, whether they want to go into more of like the business side, whatever it is that they want to do. I think that's one of the most important things for an agent is to get your clients in that position to make that transition. And some of them are really good, and they have, especially if you want to get into broadcasting, a lot of them have really good deals that are already set up, a lot of relationships that are built. And, and I think that's something to not be overlooked.
As you know, the world is professional athletics, obviously baseball. Is it the word addiction or is it the word disease that's used when referencing players in these situations?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I really don't. Yeah. In my mind, it really doesn't matter what word you use. Look, everyone's got problems. It doesn't matter like how successful you were playing sports or not. There's a lot of people that have different problems, and I think it's the world has gotten a whole lot better to being understanding of these things and being able to talk about these things in an open way and say, hey, it doesn't mean that, you're still a valuable human being, even if you do have this that's going on, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, and the number of times that the algorithm comes up and it says like, hey, you might know this person on LinkedIn, and it's a former isotope. You're like, oh, okay. This guy who played for us in 2013, he's doing real estate now, or this person's involved in solar energy. And I always find it really interesting, the guys who got to this level, maybe they had a cup of coffee in the major leagues, but certainly didn't make enough money that they can live off. And what are they doing with their careers afterwards? And I think that that's always really interesting, too.
Eric Crouch currently sells playground equipment. I know that for a fact. So now you know. Josh, have a really good broadcast tonight, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate the conversation, guys. See you in person tomorrow.
Be good. I like Josh.
He always crushes it on here.
Also, I felt like my wording there was poor. He didn't pass away today. He passed away in May, but the examiner came out today.
Sure.
So my mistake if I didn't package that correctly. Isaiah, thank you for being back at the station. Everyone here at Sadies appreciated it.
Thank you.
Van, final words?
Too much for the time allotted, my friend. Anything we didn't cover, check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you at Tote State.